All right. Hello, YouTube. I'm just doing the 1 year anniversary special on my series of So You Had a Thalamic Stroke. So, just giving a quick update as to just kind of what I'm going through and how the recovery is going. This video will probably appear a lot less blinky than all my previous ones, or at least the ones from the last 6 months, because my eyes are feeling quite a bit better. So as you can see, I'm sitting in a car. I was going to do this at the place where I actually crashed my car, which is right in front of me here. I'll walk out there in a few minutes, but it's like 100 degrees. There's semi-trucks driving in front of me, and I don't really feel like spending too much time out there. So we'll go there in just a minute. It looks like somebody else crashed because there's a little shrine or something to somebody who got killed. There's a Bud Light can. That's where I live. So anyway, 1 year ago today, 1 year and about an hour, I was over here at this gravel yard. You might be able to see the Bobcat right there going around with some gravel. And I bought like a couple tons of sand and was driving it home, getting ready to drive it home, when my eyes, the only symptom was my eyes split. Like, so right now I have a parallel gaze and this eye just kind of went out there. I thought that they were paralyzed, but it turns out they were able to move. It's just the confusion was because wherever I was looking, I guess they were so far apart that it was like looking was ineffective. So I tried to drive home like this, and if you've watched any of my other videos, crashed my truck. I kind of like Dukes of Hazzarded over this little spot right there, came across there, and then went where the sign was and crashed into those yellow trees over there. So we'll go there in a second, maybe cry a little bit, I don't know. So just a quick update as far as what I've been going through. The last update, I believe it was fresh out of the hospital, or maybe shortly thereafter, with having the hole in my heart fixed, and pretty much just recovered from that. It was sore for quite a while, probably about 6 weeks, the actual like entry point in the vein that they went in, but as far as now, it's like it didn't even happen. I'll be laying, sitting around sometimes, and I think the biggest effect is I can feel my heartbeat a lot stronger than I used to be able to. So I'll just be sitting around and it's like boom, 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 and it's, oh, okay, yeah, well, I know what happened, right? So that's the biggest lasting effect. They say that when you have a PFO closure, you'll feel like heart palpitations or like weird heartbeats, and I did have that for a little bit, but they're much fewer and farther between, and it's just the heart, I guess, realizing that this is a part of me now. I've had a couple follow-up appointments. My doctor said I was a fat sack of crap, and I needed to lose 20 pounds. I don't know where I'm going to lose it from, but I've been trying for a while. I ballooned up after I had my stroke, and I've been trying. Like this morning, I went for 5 miles. Not a run. I walk because I'm too achy to run. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. Lose 3 gallons of water. I have no idea. So it's a balance, because I am highly active. I do need to maintain a nutritional balance, otherwise I start falling out, and drinking a crap load of water. So I find myself peeing a lot. As far as the intake is concerned, I did cut soda out again, and it helped me to lose, I think I'm down about 5 or 6 pounds, but it's just something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on and keep working on so I can fit into my prom dress. So issues that I have, as far as the eyes are concerned, I think the tracking is much better. Every now and then I'll have some issues focusing, and I think the root cause of my previous videos that distress in my eyes was just bright light. So I found that if I wear these guys religiously, which I'm not doing because I'm filming a video, I have a lot less issues. And also, being outside, being exposed to bright lights a lot, paying attention to the road or the drag, well, probably shouldn't say that. It over time, there's like a cumulative effect throughout the day where my eyes just start getting like really scratchy, and it's like something's in it, but there isn't, and then it just starts like pushing out all kinds of heinous eye bugs and stuff. And sometimes I have to call in sick the next day and stuff like that because it's just too much. So cognitive ability, I think processing is pretty darn good. I still have a little bit of memory issues as far as like doing casual things throughout the day. Hey, I'm going to take my keys out of my pocket and put them down. I forget where I put them. So I really have to develop systems. So where I work, you have to have like different ID cards and stuff like that. So now I keep everything in like a card wallet, like one of those hard case card wallets. And no exceptions, right? You don't leave the card in the keyboard, you take it out, you put it in the card holder. You badge your way into a secured room, put it back in the card holder. And it's just controls that have to be put in place. Also, I think as far as like trying not to look like a total space cadet, the level of attention I have to pay throughout the day is like through the roof. So towards the end of the day, I do get really tired, and it's sometimes it's physical, but most of the time it's mental. I can't just sit there and pick things up through osmosis anymore. I can't just expect to remember things that are happening around me because I can replay that stuff in my head like I used to be able to. Like I have to sit there and consciously pay attention to what's going on, especially with people that work for me or people I work with. I have to pay like really high degree of attention, and then just sit there and commit it to memory whenever hey, can I have tomorrow off? Hey, can I switch this assignment? Stuff like that. And it makes it suck, but it's part of the job, and it's something that I have to overcome. So 1 year out, I would say the way that I did it, of course, because I have a very high opinion of myself, which I'm just joking. I feel like what I did was as good as could have been done. I remember waking up in the hospital in the ICU, just thinking like it's over with. Like my life is over. I'm just gonna be a vegetable. I couldn't walk. My eyes were actually paralyzed when I woke up. So when I say they weren't paralyzed here when I crashed. Whatever happened between getting thrown in the back of an ambulance and waking up in the ICU the next day, my eyes were paralyzed. So the degree of movement was like just keep. It was crazy. Like in order to move my eyes or move my point of focus, I'd actually have to move my head, and then I slowly trained it to where I could be like this. And I think by the time I left the hospital, I was like this. Permanent effects. If I move my head counterclockwise, everything seems normal and seems fine. It's a little bit slow for the eyes to track, and I can feel a little bit of pressure in my eyes. But if I go clockwise, that's when things get interesting. So it gets like, yeah, it's hard to describe. It's just a little overwhelming. 100% cannot track things, and I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. Or like seeing movement here and trying to catch it, it jacks me up. So I mean, the fix is just look, right? Just look. Or if I have to turn my head counterclockwise, I'll snap it. Like I'll go too far and then I'll snap it back up, and it'll track the eyes. So it's not a big deal. It's just something to get used to. But I think just learning those workarounds is a big deal, and paying attention. And if anybody who's watching has gone through that, I'm talking like June, July, I'd wake up, I'd have headaches, I'd have, I'd wake up, drink a soda to chase the headache away, have some aspirin for my blood thinner, wait a couple hours, eat some food, wait a couple hours, have some ibuprofen, eat lunch, have an afternoon headache, and then now it's Tylenol. And it's, you're like just totally loading up with stuff that I shouldn't be. And that's partially why I gained a bunch of weight. But it's like literally what just had to be done in order to kind of restore order to what's going on in here. And the headaches that I'm talking about, you know, they're just varying kinds. You know, some are like pressure headaches in the front, or it's like where it just kind of hurts, and then you have like the little stabbing, shooting pain headaches right here. Oh, this dude that I crashed in front of his place, he's watching me like, what the heck is this guy doing? This crazy gringo. So yeah, I'm gonna head over there in just a minute. But those are just some of the things that I've had to kind of deal with and overcome. The more that I exercise this gray matter, I'll actually have those kinds of headaches pop up again, but not in a manner that's as debilitating as it used to be. And as far as like brain fog, that's mostly eliminated. I mean, even when I wake up in the morning and you expect to be a little groggy, I'm pretty darn good in that respect. But having to comprehend abstract principles can be very difficult, and people get frustrated with me because it's like, run that by me again? Okay, wait, one more time? Okay, stop. I'm gonna write this down. And you know, it could be like multi-step instructions. It could be, hey, me and my buddy are gonna switch assignments, and then he's gonna take my car and I'm gonna take his, and then this third person's coming and doing whatever, and it's like, okay, it just is, you know what I mean? And you know, I think for the most part people kind of laugh it off, and fortunately for me, I had a good enough reputation with the troops that they don't hold it against me too much, but I try not to abuse that, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna kind of go outside and just recount what happened. You know, it's a year. It's been a tough year. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I forgot to bring my little violin to play a sad song for myself. But really, you just got to move on with life and keep pushing. So we're already at 12 minutes, which is way too long. Donald Trump would be very ashamed and say, let's get the heck out of here. But oh, the homeowner's coming out to talk to me now, so I will be back. All right, cool. So a lot of road noise, and for that I apologize. But you can see that gravel out there. I pulled out, I passed out, and then I drove along this road, and I ended up, the guy whose house this is just came out, and I was like, hey, do you remember that guy that crashed into your tree? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that was me. So Dukes of Hazzarded over this, and then got sucked off the road and into this tree. So I wasted his mailbox. I still feel bad about that. And then this tree, I just kind of ended up stuck in it. But these are probably my tracks right here, going in here. And I remember just being stuck in this ditch, and I'm like, I got to get out of here. So I had this big trailer full of sand, and I'm like trying to back out. I'm like trying to back out of this ditch, and the guy's like, hey man, like you can't go anywhere. I'm like, oh no, I'm not trying to abandon, you know, all this property damage I just did. And he's like, no, like you can't go, like you can't go. And I was like, yeah, it'll be fine, it's a 4-wheel drive. And I'm like trying to back out of it, and he's just kind of like, this idiot.